First of all, absolutely nobody is suggesting that we would give up our position in the free market in Europe. No one in Brussels, and no one except some tendentious British pro-Europeans.
The day after we vote to leave, we hold all the cards, and we can choose the path that we want. It's also important to realise the one thing which will not change is our ability to trade freely with Europe. The In campaign often argues that we would find it impossible to reach a trading agreement with EU nations after we vote leave. While there are, of course, some questions up for negotiation, which will occupy our highly skilled Foreign Office civil servants, resolving them fully and properly won't be any more complicated or onerous than the day-to-day work that they undertake now.
But this is just more wishful thinking, isn't it? I'm just reading The Sun, where you've had this letter this morning. You say fuel bills will be lower for everyone. Well, how can you guarantee that? I mean, if the wholesale price of fuel goes up, fuel bills may be more expensive. How can you say they'll be lower for everyone when you have no idea what the wholesale cost of fuel will be?
That if you remove VAT on fuel, then the fuel bills will be cheaper than they otherwise would be. And that's 5%.
Otherwise would be.
Of course.
So they're
and
not
that's
cheaper
lower
than they are now.
Well, they're cheaper than they are now.
It's disingenuous.
Not at all.
Of course it's disingenuous. You're saying your fuel bills will be lower for everyone.
Yeah, by 5%.
But you can't say, yes, from what they would be, not from what they are now. If wholesale prices go up, you can't stop that happening.
Can you tell the committee whether the government has undertaken an economic assessment of the implications for the British economy and for British businesses of there being no deal?
Well, it made an estimate during the Leave campaign, or the sort of Leave, the referendum campaign, but I think one of the issues that's arisen is that those forecasts don't appear to have exactly been very robust since then.
Right, my question is...
Not since then. Not, the answer is, if you mean under my time, no.
Like you, I've looked carefully at no deal. I've assessed its consequences both for our country and yours. And yes, of course, we could do it. The UK could certainly get through it, but be in no doubt that outcome would be a failure of statecraft for which we would all be responsible.
And so the only thing we can really do now is go to our people, go to the country and say, come on, let's get this thing done. We've got an oven-ready deal, put it in the microwave as soon as we get back after the election on Friday, on the 12th of December. Get it done, and then let's get on with our domestic agenda. If you vote for us and we get our programme through, which we will, because as I say, it's oven ready, it's there to go, then we can be out at the absolute latest by January next year. I hope very much that there will be a parliament that understands that this is now something that is kind of hanging over our country. It's a piece of business we need to dispatch, get it done. It was the mandate of the people. They voted by a pretty substantial majority to do this, and Parliament has simply stood in their way. So let's get through the logjam now, get a new Parliament going, and then deliver on the priorities of the British people. The great thing about the deal that we have ready to go is that it protects businesses, it protects supply chains. It means we leave the EU with our relationships absolutely intact. So we have a zero tariff, zero quota relationship with the EU. As we come out, we can protect our supply chains, leave, get on with it, and begin doing other deals around the world.
Ever get the feeling you've been cheated? Good night.